I want to say now we get to go and meet somebody who I think is unbelievable. He's a good friend. Like I said, whenever we do a campaign in different parts of the United States, we like to include them in this. He is a former teacher and an activist, performer, entertainer, spoken word artist. And I'm going to introduce him by showing a brief video of one of the programs he worked with us on that actually took place in Baltimore. So, Kerry, roll the video to introduce the one and only Dee-1.
Everybody come on. Now when you see them threes up, you know what they represent. What's that? Be real, be righteous, be relevant. What? Be real, be righteous, be relevant. What? Be real, be righteous. Come on. Now when you see them threes up, you know what they represent. Everybody, be real, be righteous, be relevant.
All right. Welcome, Dee-1.
Thank you very much, Rick. I am so excited to be here. Shout out to everyone who is graduating from the Virtual Institute for Activism. I am Dee-1, and I am thoroughly impressed by everything. I logged on early so that I could see each and every presentation, and wow, wow, and wow. The future is in great hands, honestly. I'm checking in. Currently, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia in the United States, and I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana in the United States. But it's so amazing to virtually be able to connect with you all from all parts of the world. I've traveled to Africa before, to Ghana. I've traveled to the Philippines, traveled to Mexico, and traveled throughout Europe. What has taken me there is one word that I sense from everyone today, and that's the word passion. The word passion has literally changed my life. I had to make a decision early on in life if I was going to pursue passion or practicality. Passion means that whatever my heart is truly feeling a pull towards, whatever issues really compel me to want to give my best efforts to help change the world in a positive manner, that I would pursue that passion. Practicality means that I would do what was safe. I would do what was easy. I would do what people expected of me. So I almost made that mistake early on in life and chose practicality over passion. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be the president of the United States. And I was so excited when I got to present in 3rd grade to my class and tell them that I wanted to be the president. And after my presentation, my teacher pulled me to the side and she told me that I should probably aim to have a different profession when I grow up, because I probably didn't have what it took to become the president. And she told me this. And this really broke my heart. I see some of y'all have a smile on y'all face and y'all are like, wow, that's a mean teacher. Yes, I see you, Allah. I see you smiling. That really broke my heart. That shattered my confidence. And I never wanted to be the president again after that. Matter of fact, I stopped dreaming big altogether. At that point, I started to become whatever other people wanted me to be. So if I was around my friends who wanted to play professional basketball, I would say, oh yeah, I want to be a basketball player when I get older. If I was around my friends who wanted to be lawyers, I would say, yeah, I want to be a lawyer when I get older. So when I finished high school and when I matriculated to college, to university studies, I was about to become an engineering major. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I did not know what the heck an engineer was, but I simply said I wanted to be an engineer because, you know why? My mother told me that she thought that I would be a good engineer because she said they make a lot of money. So when I first got to school, I was majoring in engineering and I was in those classes and I was looking around and I was thinking, I have no passion for this. And if I don't have any passion for it, I'm not going to be good at it. So I made one of the best decisions ever. I switched my major and I switched my focus in life. And I said, I'm only going to do things that I'm passionate about. Because my best friend, we were best friends from the age of 5 years old. He actually got murdered while I was in school. And when he got murdered, it shattered my whole world. And I realized how fragile life was because my absolute best friend just got killed. And it made me realize that however long I have left here on earth, I want to spend that time doing something that really matters and something that I could be equipped to change the world with. So the first thing I'm impressed about with you all is that it seems like everyone is picking topics that they're passionate about. If you have chosen to use your talents and your skills to make this world a better place, you have already won at life. There's no such thing as you not being as good as another person or not being as accomplished as someone else. The only metric you should use to determine if you have lived a purposeful life is, have you used your skills and your talents to make the world a better place? And for me, I had to ask myself, what am I passionate about? So I realized I was passionate about educating young people, and I realized I was passionate about music, hip hop music specifically. So what I did was I became a teacher, and my favorite subject was math. So shout out to the group that did the presentation on STEMinism. I saw you all were talking about the stigmas that come along with females when it comes to math and everything. That was really cool that you all included that. Math is actually my favorite subject. So I became a math teacher, and I was passionate about it. Therefore, I was good at it. So the fact that you all have started to tap into things that you're passionate about, it shows why these presentations were so awesome, because you're naturally going to be good at it. If you're not passionate about something, people can feel it, it's going to show, and it's ultimately going to make things not go as good as they could have gone had you been passionate about it. So whatever it is that y'all are doing right now, I want you to continue to pursue something that you are passionate about. Now, for me being a teacher, I realized something. My students were influenced heavily by the music they listened to. So at that point, I realized that there were far too many people who were making music and who had thousands and millions of fans all around the world, but they were not concerned about the message that they were putting into their music. So just like you all, you can have a talent, but if you use your talent for the wrong purpose, that talent can actually contribute to something negative. So imagine all the people who are really gifted at making music, but if they put negative messages in there, if they put harmful lyrics into their music, that can actually miseducate a bunch of their listeners. And I saw that with a lot of my students. So I decided to become a full-time hip hop artist. So I went from being Mr. Augustine, the teacher, to becoming Dee-1, the rapper. So as I became Dee-1, I realized that working for myself and trying to put a positive message in my music was not going to be something easy that everyone automatically gravitated towards. So therefore, I had to go and dig deep. I had to become extra creative. That's what I saw today. I saw 5 presentations that were fantastic because they were extra creative. I realized that since I was passionate about it, it didn't feel like hard work for me. Although it was hard work, it didn't feel like hard work because it was something I was passionate about. And slowly but surely, I was able to make music and make music videos to accompany my songs that really gave messages that connected with people. And that's what actually stuck with everyone, is they were like, wow, this guy is different, but he's dope. He's different, but he's amazing. And slowly but surely, I started to build a fan base and build a following. But more importantly, I built a reputation for 3 things that I'm going to leave you all with today that I want you to always pursue in everything you do. The first thing is to be real. Whatever background you come from, whatever country, whatever continent, I want you to be real. Whatever you've gone through in your family life, whatever shortcomings you may have had in the past, whatever quote unquote failures you've experienced, I want you to be real and embrace those things. Your physical appearance, I want you to embrace that. I want you to embrace everything, because being real is what makes you different. Being real is what doesn't make you a carbon copy of anyone else. I used to have a lot of insecurities, and anything that made me different. I'm not sure if y'all have ever experienced this, but I used to be embarrassed for making good grades. The culture where I lived at did not celebrate positive academic achievement. So I would make good grades, but I would be embarrassed about that because it was almost like it was more cool to be someone who didn't care about school and didn't care about good grades. And that was a big mistake that I started to make. My best friend, who I told you all about, who got killed, he got to the point in our academic careers to where he stopped being real. I literally watched my best friend start to fail tests on purpose, y'all. Fail tests on purpose because he didn't want to seem like he was a quote unquote smart guy or a nerd or something like that. So he would literally fail tests on purpose. We were supposed to go to the same high school in New Orleans, Louisiana, the state where I grew up, but he failed the test on purpose so that he wouldn't get into that school. When I became a teacher, I saw this same problem to where students didn't feel good about doing the right thing. But I'm here to tell you all, and Team Harmony and all of the judges for you all's presentations, we're here to reinforce that doing the right thing is right. Be real with yourself. Whoever you are, that happened intentionally for a reason, to make you exactly how you are. So be real. Learn to love yourself when you look in the mirror. Literally, all of it is propaganda when you look online and when you look on television and they try to paint you a picture of what cool is. That's not true. Like, we are already cool because we were created. You could have been an ant. You could have been created to be a hammer, or you could have been created to be a cell phone, but you were created to be a human being. Literally, you're already cool. You're not an ant, you're not a hammer, you're not a cell phone, you're a person. You're already cool. So be real with yourself. The second thing I want to encourage you all to do is to be righteous. So after being real, I want you to be righteous. What that means is, even in the face of adversity, I want you to know that doing the right thing is always right. There are 80 people, last I checked, 70 people now who are on this Zoom call. But we know that if this was a Zoom call that was revolved around some mess or some drama or some negativity, it might be thousands of people on here because people seem to be infatuated with a bunch of negativity. But in the face of a world that seems to celebrate negativity, I want you all to know that being righteous is the way to go. Doing right is always right. Doing wrong is always wrong. I don't care how many followers someone has for doing wrong. I don't care how much money a company makes for doing wrong, or a popular person for doing what's wrong. Doing wrong is wrong. Doing right is always right. So I'm thankful that you all have connected with other world changers who are committed to doing what's right at a young age. You're only going to get bigger and better from here. These presentations that I'm watching this morning, they're only going to get bigger and better as you continue to move forward. So after being real and being righteous, and I have a quick story about being righteous. It's not always about being popular. It's about being impactful. There are messages that I receive on a daily basis from people who I've never met in person, but they've had a chance to hear my music. They've had a chance to watch me perform or to see me speak. When you all saw that intro video that Team Harmony played of me, these are students who I had never met before, but I'm on stage, and because of my passion and because of me being real and putting a positive message out there, they felt comfortable enough to say, I don't know this guy, I've never met him before, but I like him. I want to come up on stage and join him and rock out with him. And that's the type of energy that positivity gives off. People will gravitate towards you. Everyone who's on this call today, you've already won. You have already won because you've graduated from the Virtual Institute of Activism. That's something no one can ever take from you. So be real, be righteous. And the third thing I want you to remember from Dee-1 this morning is to be relevant. Be relevant in whatever you do. Because there are far too many people who have talent, but they don't use their talent. And if you don't use it, you lose it. There are many people who are wasting opportunities, people who are in universities, people who are in college, but they aren't maximizing the moment. So if you're not relevant, that means you're irrelevant. And the worst thing in the world is to go to the graveyard and to have a bunch of unused talent. You're not in competition with anyone. You're not in competition with the other people, with the other groups. You're not in competition with other people at your school or in your city or even in your family. You are in competition with yourself to see, are you going to be productive or are you going to be lazy? That's what it boils down to. To be relevant, you have to do, you got to shut up and grind. That's what you got to do. It's not about making excuses. Do y'all know that this world is built around distractions? Most of the things that people say, oh, you need to be doing this or you need to be watching this, these are just distractions that are meant to pull people away from the work that they were put here to do. That doesn't mean that we can't take time for ourselves to have fun, but don't get so caught up in distractions that you become infatuated with a day and a week and a month and a year full of activities that keep you busy but not productive. Think about that, y'all. There are a lot of people in this world who are busy. They're running errands. They have to go to this party. Then they have to go to this party. Then they have to watch this show. Then they have to post this. And they're really busy, but they're not productive. So that's something that I want you all to remember. That's what I've strived to do in my life. Be real, be righteous, and be relevant. There we go. I see you mouthing it out loud. There we go. Everybody throw 3 fingers up. These 3 fingers right here. Everybody throw these 3. Hope you got the wrong fingers up, Anna. It gotta be these. There you go, Anna. Let's see who else got their fingers up. Good. All right. Now everybody, repeat after me. Be real, be righteous, be relevant. There it is. It's called 3s up. That is my motto. Yep, that is my motto. Now, they said we have a few minutes left, so that's great. I actually want to see if anyone has any questions for me. That would be amazing. And I'm looking at the younger version of myself. I became passionate from the time I was a high school student to a college student to a middle school math teacher to now a hip hop artist and a speaker all around the world. I became passionate about giving back and helping anyone who I saw was trying to change the world for the better. That's you. So I want to also make myself a resource. If you all are on social media, I give you all my Instagram, my social media handles. It's I'll type it right here. Type it in the chat. It's Dee-1 Music. So that's at DEE1 Music. So it's Dee-1 Music on all social media. If any of you all love hip hop music, you got to listen to some Dee-1. So I'm on all Spotify, Apple Music, all the platforms. It's just Dee-1. So DEE-1. Yep, on all the platforms as well as on YouTube. But before I get out of here, I also want to give you all my personal email address. This is my personal email address because if any of these future world changers on here have any questions, this is the type. I don't ever give out, personal contact information, but you all are literally future world changers. And if it's just me imparting some positivity into your world, I want to be able to do that. So that is my personal email address right there, d1music@gmail.com. And okay, shout out to Allah. I said I subscribe to you on YouTube already. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome. And once COVID is over with, whenever I come to you all's countries on tour or something, it'll be great to actually meet you all. Already follow. Thanks.
Sure.
If anyone has any questions for me, we can take questions. I think we have a few minutes left until the judges. They said, yep. They said, yeah. D. The judges need minutes. We can open it up to questions for sure.
Yeah, we can take questions. So if people want to raise their hands, or I see Soli's got a question actually.
Okay, you can go first then.
Hi, my name is Soleil, and I'm from Massachusetts, and I just really wanted to express, your message was extremely powerful to me, especially, in your background, was much similar to mine in my community, and I just wanted to really say that. And with that being said, I just wanted to really ask you, you really emphasize kind of the statement of just something that I really liked was shut up and grind, which is such a powerful message. And I just wanted to ask you, who is your biggest inspiration, or if you have a role model that you particularly look up to?
I'm so glad you asked. Watch this. I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all. I have to do this. Okay. Y'all see I have 2 chains on right now, right? Y'all see both of my chains? Okay. Now, I had this on, but I said if I was to wear this, it might look a little too hip-hop-ish, a little too rapperish. But since you asked about my hero, This is my grandmother. I'm not sure if y'all can see this picture right here. This is my grandmother. She actually just passed away about a year ago on February 7th, 2020. And this is my hero. This is my role model right here. Her and my grandfather. They sacrificed so much to help raise me, and they imparted so many life lessons, into me that really made my character be something to where I knew that by any means necessary, even if I'm rich, even if I'm not famous, I could be impactful because she volunteered for over 20 years at our church, and she volunteered to drive a van around town and bring students to school. And she was just such a kind and giving person that's who my role model is. So I literally was gonna have this on, but I said, but I want y'all to see my grandmother. I love her so much. So that's my hero. Yep. Great question. No doubt. All right, next question. I see so many hands up. We're gonna go with Tessa.
Hi, first I want to thank you for speaking today. It's been really inspiring. And I'd also like to ask what your advice is for days when we're not feeling motivated and productive, how to keep up, the grind.
For sure. The days where you aren't feeling motivated and productive, this is why it is, no one was meant to go through life by themselves. So it is very important to have a community of people who think highly of you and who can help pick you up when you're down. Utilizing that cell phone, utilizing that internet to be able to reach out to someone who can simply pour some positivity into you and reinforce how dope you are and how amazing you are, that's needed. It's funny that you say that, Tessa, because I literally have those type of days. I had 2 of those days this past week, and it really helped me to be able to reach out to some close friends who were really able to reinforce the mission that I'm on, and also the fact that no one has a perfect life, so it's okay. But they were able to help get me back right. And also we have to know ourselves to know what are the things that bring us joy. I love playing tennis. I love playing basketball. I love running. So when I have those days to where I need a little extra motivation, I do those type of things as well. And the last thing I'll tell you that really matters to me is I think about the fact that we are always going to be the underdog. Everyone on this call, we're already minorities. I don't care if you're Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. You're already a minority because you signed up to do something positive with your life. Most people in the world are not doing something negative, but they're just not doing much of anything at all with their life. The fact that you want to do something positive, you won't be content just living a regular old mediocre life. So you're already in the minority. So I remind myself that there's supposed to be days to where it feels hard and it feels difficult, and that's okay. So you have to give yourself grace. Great question. Great question. Let's see who's next. I'll let Team Harmony pick who's next. I see so many hands. I want to answer every question. Who's next?
I think Eliza is next.
Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for what you said, because I really wasn't expecting such a nice ending to this very tiring but inspirational and exciting day. So I was curious, how do you tackle adversity and rejection? Because I know, as a person who wants to do good, we quite frequently encounter rejection or people that aren't as positive, and yeah, that's my question.
Great question. Amazing question. How do I tackle adversity and rejection? Well, we are taught to love our enemies, even the people who reject us, even the people who make things hard for us. We should still spread love, because the only thing that can honestly drive out hate is love. So if we stoop down to the level of the people who seek to oppress us and seek to impart negativity into our lives, then we're no better than them. So what I do is, when people reject me or when people try to throw adversity in my face, I have to remember this: no one who has ever done anything great ever had to quit. So if I quit, I'm automatically not going to complete the mission that I'm on. Secondly, no one who has ever done anything great didn't face adversity. And sometimes I have to think about other people and I'm like, wow, I know people like Nelson Mandela who served 27 years in prison for something that he didn't even do that was wrong, that literally he had to face the type of adversity that was way more than anything I ever had to face. I think about other people who have faced really tough adversity and they kept going. So that's what reminds me that this is all part of the journey, all part of the process. Great question, Eliza. And I have great news for everyone. The judges are now back. So I have had the opportunity to connect with you all. I'm so thankful. I have been so blessed by this past hour and a half of watching these presentations. I look to keep in touch. I'm going to keep in touch with Team Harmony and my man, Rick Rendon, to see how I can continue to just pour into you all in any way that you need me. And congratulations, because all of y'all have won. That is the answer to the ultimate question. All of y'all have won. You know why? Because you are choosing to make the world a better place with your talents. And you are choosing to be real, be righteous, and be relevant. Peace, y'all. I'm D1.
Hey, let's hear it for D1. Come on, give it up for him. D, you are amazing. Wherever we go, you win over the crowd.
Thank you, my brother.